So, good evening, everyone. Thank you for making the time to join us live. I'm very excited about today's conversation, and I'm very excited about the guest that I have with me today. I have been talking about it on Instagram for the past 2 days. We have with us a very young, very talented Begum Sahiba of Balasinor, who will converse with us about her food memories and about the fabled Balasinori cuisine. So let's dive straight into it. Let me tell you a little bit about our guest today. She wears her achievements very lightly on her young shoulders. So Begum Sultan Khan Babi of Balasinor is married to His Highness Nawab Sultan Salauddin Khan Babi of Balasinor. By education and training, she is an engineer and she's a culinary genius by passion. Begum Sahiba is married into the Balasinor Babi royal family. The family runs the gorgeous Garden Palace Heritage Homestay. It's only an hour and a half by road from Ahmedabad, so it makes the perfect holiday destination. They are famed for their legendary hospitality and their food is outstanding. Balasinori cuisine is something that is exquisite and refined. They're beautiful family recipes that have been whispered down the generations literally. There are things you can only sample when you dine with the Balasinori royal family. So Begum Sahiba, once she got married, began assisting and started learning about Balasinori cuisine from her mother-in-law, Her Highness Rajmata Farhat Sultana Babi, and very quickly she not only learned and mastered Balasinori cuisine, she's also contributed and added her own dishes and her own expertise to the family's repertoire. And she has since conducted several food festivals pan India single handedly. And she looks after the food and dining experience in the Garden Palace Heritage Homestay. She's the one who's in charge. So that's really fabulous. And she's also involved with a lot of social development projects in Balasinor, and she promotes handicrafts. She's the one who has started Palace Galleria in Balasinor, where they curate handicrafts from the regions around. There's a lot of beadwork that happens in Gujarat. That is something she showcases. And she's also a keen revivalist of textiles. And a very talented, passionate cook, as you will find out by the end of our conversation. So I will just add her to, I will just invite her. We'll just wait for her to join us. There we go. Good evening, Begum Sahiba. How are you?
Good evening, Aditi. I'm good. First of all, Adab, Khama Gani, and Assalamu
Adab
alaikum, and a
to
very warm
you too.
welcome to all my viewers on the Nanima project. And thank you very much,
Thank
Aditi,
you.
for having me here on this chat. It's a
It's
great
my
honor.
pleasure.
It's
It's
a
my
great honor
pleasure.
for me to represent the Balasanor household and
Mhm.
the cuisine of Balasanor, the royal cuisine, and speak about my childhood memories.
Absolutely. We are so pleased that you made time on such short notice to be with us. There are so many people who have been DMing me ever since I put up the artwork on my page. And so many people are so keen to know about you and Balasinor and the food you serve. Yes. So thank you
Yes,
for making time to be with us. This is
thank you.
very special for us too. So let's
Thank
begin, Begum Sahiba. We
you.
wanted to start by asking you what the food of your childhood, what food memories do you have from growing up?
Food memories with me, if we talk about my childhood memories, it has been a long journey with food, and I have had a lot of changes also, so while staying at different places. So in that case, I
Yes.
have tasted different variety of food, and as the project comes with the Nanima word, the name, the moment you hear the name Nanima, it gives you a feel of, those lullabies, those bedtime stories which I used to hear,
Yes.
the cuddles and
Yes.
everything, and those morsels which
Yes.
she fed. But of course, by the time I was born, she was quite old to handle kitchen on her own. So
Yes.
all her recipes were taken by my aunties, my mumanis, and they used to cook it. And I have also stayed with my in my initial years. I have stayed with my auntie because I lost my father at a very young age, at the age of
I'm
4.
so sorry.
So
Yeah.
with my mother, I moved along to my aunt's place, my mother's sister, who happens to be Her Highness Rajmata Begum Shamsun Nissa of Sachin royal family. So
Right. In
Sachin is again a
Gujarat.
princely state, yes, in
Yes.
Gujarat. So I was
Yes.
staying with her in, I think, in my initial years. So
Yes.
in those times, I remember her making those akhi murgi roast, which was normally stuffed with eggs in it, and with me being a baby was very fascinated with that roast, the whole chicken coming on the table and you tearing it apart and having it. And then pani wale aloo was something
Oh,
very
wow.
very unique dish from Bhopal. So
Right.
because one of my sister-in-law, I was staying, of course, I was staying with my auntie, my uncle Khalu Saab, late His Highness Nawab Nasrullah Khan, and my brother, elder brother, His Highness Nawab Saab Sidi Muhammad Raza Khan, my another brother, Nawab Zada Faisal Khan, and my two
Yes.
sister-in-laws, and my sister, and of course my mom. So it was a huge family, and I was the only kid there. So I was pampered
Wow.
a lot with all the food
Of
and
course.
everything. So
How
those
wonderful.
the pani wale aloo was a Bhopali specialty, which was very very simple dish, but
Yes.
for me as a kid it was very tasty because it was very,
Yes.
with very light dry chilies and light
Uh,
spices they used to make it. Then yes,
yes.
the breakfast I remember we used to have kaliji gurde, which was
Yes.
very, that kind of dish, and keema and
Right.
pie, and of
Wow.
course shami kebab. Those in Balasinor are quite different, but then when I
Yes.
used to have it there with my which my aunt used to make, had a filling of those fresh mint leaves and the coriander and onions in it. So that was something I remember.
So
We
nice.
Then of course my aunt, she was very loving, but to me, I remember generally you are sent to hostel for the discipline and all that. But for me, it was a kind of hostel, but not a hostel. Because my aunt was equally caring and loving, but also she was very, very particular about the discipline. Like I remember on the
Yes.
dining table, I, I was, I wasn't allowed to make any fuss about any food. So because of that, I have become like a person who can eat anything, not very
How
fussy
nice.
about food. Yeah, I can try all the food which you serve, so that's okay with me.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she was also very particular about the discipline, like on the breakfast table, all of us, be it me, my elder brothers, or anybody, we have to be sharp at 8:30, even if it is a Sunday, and we have to be all
Yes.
dressed up neatly, and we are not allowed to
Um,
come in the night suits and everything. So she, those child memories, those years, those
yes.
initial years,
Yes.
which build your personality, that helped me a lot in those
Wonderful.
times. So then
Wonderful.
after that, while staying with my aunt, also my other sister-in-law, she was from Hyderabad. So she
All
got
right.
her recipes from her side. So she used to make
Yes.
pasindes. Then she used to make
Mm-hmm.
different kind of keema, and also kuchla hua gosht. So that was a meat boiled with a lot of spices and masalas into it, and then those shreds of the meat were pulled out by hand and then cooked, deep fried in ghee. So
Wow.
that was something I like used to eat it like a snack, but it was
Wow.
amazing to eat with a cup dhania into it and all that. In those times, of course, I never understood what the recipes were, but I used to enjoy those. Then
Yes.
after, I think I was around 10 years old, and then we moved to my nanima's house. And
All
then
right.
my later years were at my nanima's place. So I have a lot of memories of her.
And where is
As
that?
in,
Is that in Gujarat?
no, no, that is a place in Karnataka. there's a
Mm-hmm.
small place called Nipani there, and my
Oh,
nanima,
yes.
yes,
Yes.
she belonged to a royal family of Savnu and was
All right.
married to an aristocratic family in Nipani, a Pathan
Right.
family. So in that
Okay.
house, we had the combination of both Shahi food, the royal food, and the Pathani food. So those
Wow.
dal gosht,
What a nice
yakhni pulao,
combination.
yes, so lots of combinations. Then even of course the shikar was made long back in olden times, but those
Yes.
recipes, those spices and everything were used in those mutton masalas and all that. So that we used to
Mm-hmm.
try a lot, like kali mirchi ka gosht, which was very different,
Yes.
a very unique recipe. Then
Yes.
tala hua gosht, which my mom used to make. I love that gosht. I can't tell you, the taste, the feel of it. It is so amazing. It is cooked in ghee, pure
Yes.
ghee. It is fried in pure ghee, and it is added with a lot of freshly ground masalas into it and all that. So that was
Yes.
olden times. They used to make the hiran ka gosht in that recipe. So now we
Okay.
make mutton with that. Then they
All
used to
right.
prepare those whole bakras in the pits,
Yes.
the
Pit
rams
roasted.
and all.
Yes.
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 So all those recipes are like fond my memories. I can never forget
How
those
nice.
dinner parties which we used to have in those times.
Yes.
So
It.
uh, uh, and of course, like I was not very fussy, as I said. I was not very fussy
Yes.
about the food, and I was also, honestly speaking, I wasn't too much into food, cooking and all that. I would like to eat, but cooking was not something I was very fond of. I don't
Right.
know somehow how it happened to be, but then I was a very studious child. I was always busy with my studies and everything, and all my
Yes.
sisters, my cousins, they used to come in the vacations, in the summer vacations to spend time. So all of them, they were quite elder to me, so they used to get all the different recipes, small snacks recipes and all that, and they used to try it. But I was the one who never entered the kitchen and tried all those recipes. I used to always eat them nicely, and I was very selfish with something. The ones which I liked, only those I used to prepare. I used to never prepare anything for anybody. So that was how it
That's
was.
always how one starts. How
That's
nice. So if I were to ask you, Begum Sahiba, what is the one thing that maybe you associate with your Nani Ma's food? What is that one thing, if I were to tell you that you can choose only one that you associate with her or that you remember her with, when
in
it comes
terms
to food?
in terms of food. Yes. I remember her making the sour oranges pickle, which was
Mandarin.
which
Kumquat.
was, I mean, they used to store it in those, the jars and all that. And then
Yes.
I remember all our relatives all around the year, they used to come, and we used to
Yes.
distribute that pickle. A lot of pickles she used to make, but I remember that sour oranges pickle, which was very
Oh,
famous, very popular.
wow.
So that was
How
one thing
nice.
I remember.
And does someone in the family still make that pickle?
Yes, my mama makes it. My auntie
How
makes it. My
nice.
khala jam,
How nice.
she makes it. Of
How
course, my
nice.
mumani was also making it. Unfortunately, she is no more. But even
I'm
she was
sorry.
making it then. Yes.
Okay.
But
How nice.
my early influences were more with my mumani, honestly speaking.
Mm-hmm.
In
Mm-hmm.
terms of kitchen, you can say. My
Yes.
mother never forced me for the kitchen thing, and I was never too keen about it. But my mumani always encouraged me with that. So I remember
Yes.
her teaching me for the first time how to cook rice, because that was something I
Okay.
never knew. So she was the one
How
who
sweet.
taught me, I think, at the age of 12, how to cook rice.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
was, I remember very, very fondly about it.
How sweet. You always remember the first person who initiates you into the kitchen, and so
Yes.
it's always a great memory. And if I were to ask you the same thing about your mother, what is the one dish that you really enjoy that she prepares, or something that you associate with your mother?
The talawa gosht, as I told you, that is
Palawa dish.
something
Yes.
yes, and my
Okay.
husband also likes it a lot. And
Okay.
to be honest, she is a pure vegetarian, Aditi.
Oh,
She's
is
pure
it?
vegetarian, but I must say she cooks a very nice non-veg food. cooks fabulous food, non-veg.
How nice. How difficult it is to do that, and how talented she must be as a,
Yes,
in the kitchen to be able to execute cooking
I
something
always tell
without taste.
yes, because
Yes,
without tasting, you should come to know about the
yes, very
masalas,
hard.
and that too with the meat.
Yes,
It is a
yes,
little dicey.
very challenging. Yes, yes. So now tell us about when you got interested in cooking. So somebody saying, I think talking about your mother, she makes amazing biryani. I'm
Ah,
sure. I'm sure she
yes,
does.
that
Yes,
that's my friend. He must be saying about it because she makes
yes, Amit
amazing veg
Kumar
biryani.
Bhatia.
Yes,
Okay, thank
yes.
you. Yes, yes, lovely, lovely. We're all going to be very hungry by the end of this live, so we better have exciting dinner plans tonight. Yes?
Sure.
Yeah. So, Begum Sahiba, my next question is, when did you actually, when did you start cooking? When did you start learning from your mother, or when did you start, you know, uh, taking notice of family recipes? When did you realize that you come from this, great culinary heritage? When did that
Uh,
start?
kind of since like I was after my engineering, I
Mhm.
was working in Bangalore, MNC,
Yes,
and since I
yes,
was alone there, so I had to
yes,
cook. I had to learn.
yes.
I had no choice. So then I started
Mhm.
slowly with the simple recipes of cooking, and
Yes,
then I got to know
yes,
about the masalas, how you get into it, and how the taste and everything. And then slowly I started asking mummy about the tala hua gosh, how to make the biryani, and I don't know. After that, I think I was around the age of 22, 21. Yes, at that age, I started learning
um,
slowly, slowly, and I picked up quite well because I there was no choice to me because I wanted to have something of my house, my home food.
uh,
So that was
uh-huh.
how I learned it. Yeah, the dal gosht and
Yes.
everything.
Yes. So then you quickly realized you're a natural and you're a very gifted cook. I'm sure it
Yes,
came very, very
yes,
naturally to you. Yes.
yes, and then
So tell
slowly,
us about,
yeah, tell me.
go ahead. Go ahead.
It is like learning from people, and as you marry, like my aunties coming from different families from different regions, my sister-in-law is coming from different regions, so slowly you sit together as you start cooking. Then when you sit together, you taste different things, then you ask about the recipes, then you start learning,
Yes.
and then it
Yes.
slowly tend to get into that thing that okay, now this is what I have to learn, and I have to make it. I have to somehow get to
Mhm.
that taste of it. So
How
this is how
nice.
it
How
came.
nice. How nice. And how was it getting married into Balasinor? How did the food change? Was it very different from what you grew up eating?
uh, Balasinor, when I got married, honestly speaking, I had heard a lot about Balasinor food, and I was
Yes.
a little scared also about it. That I mean, with such a name and fame, how am I going to get through with all this? With me having very simple ideas of food. So when I got married, I came into the family, and to be very honest, my mother-in-law, she was very helpful, and she was very open to take the recipes which I got from my side also. And
That's wonderful.
yes, so first day when I was asked to make, some meetha, they tell you to make
Yes.
the first
Yes.
thing. So I
Yes.
was making motia kheer. I remember that day.
Mhm.
So it is now it is added into the Balasanar cuisine also because
Yes.
my husband likes it a lot, my mother-in-law also, and it is
Yes.
made with lauki. And Loki is
Yes.
something that my in-laws, nobody likes. Nobody of them likes it except my mother-in-law. Nobody. So I was
Yes.
making Loki ki kheer, the motia kheer, and which was on the first day. So it was a little, dicey thing. But then when I made it and when I served it to my father-in-law, he did not get to know that it is Loki ki kheer, and he had it,
How sweet.
and he was very
How
happy
sweet.
with it. And then I thought that okay, now they are very okay with the food, so I can try my own recipes also here. And then slowly I used to listen from my husband when we were in our courtship that my mother-in-law used to make, uh, food for 50 people, 100 people in an hour, suddenly in those
Wow.
times, and lot of recipes. I used to listen from him, and I used to get very like, how can somebody, make it in an hour or so? But then one fine day, it was a breakfast for I think 50. We had 50 bikers in our homestay
Yes.
for breakfast, and I had to make the breakfast for them. Of course, I had staff and all to help me, but it was all like I had to do it on my own, and I was very worried. But then somehow I managed, and then I got it that I can make it and I can do it and I can survive with this. So then slowly,
How
slowly,
cute.
the Balasanori, I started learning the Balasanori recipes. My mother-in-law taught me a lot of recipes in terms of, I can name a few if you want to, but the list is
Yes.
never ending.
Yes, and I have a few names too, which you must tell me about. But before that, if I can interrupt you, first of all, I think we have Vivek Vaid, founder of Food Advisor, who's joined the live. Thank you, Vivek, and must really, really thank him because it's because of his kindness that this interaction has been possible. So thank you, Vivek. Thank you for joining us. And Begum Sahiba, I wanted to ask you. So, which where is your mother-in-law from, since she seems to be the one who's carried forward Balasinori food, and
Yes.
then you sort of learn from her. What part of the country is she from?
My mother-in-law is from Palanpur. So,
Palanpur, is that in
yeah,
Himachal?
it is no, it is in Gujarat and Rajasthan
Oh,
border. You can say it is more in
oh,
Rajasthan.
is
Yeah.
it? Oh,
So
is
it,
it?
it is she's from Palanpur, but she has
Mm-hmm.
collected the recipes, Aditi, from around, from different places. Like we, Palanpur house, of course, the Balasinor local recipes. Then the Radhanpur
Okay.
house, because again, it is Balasinor family. We had three
All right.
brothers from the Balasinor
Yes.
family. So one was given the
Yes.
Radhanpur state, one was given the Junagadh state, and the third sibling was given the Balasinor state. So she has taken recipes
Yes.
from Radhanpur house, the
All
Junagadh,
right. All
Balasinor,
right.
Palanpur, Batua, and
Okay.
in her childhood days, she had stayed in south of France. So there
Oh,
she was.
excellent.
She got to learn a lot of French desserts from the French chefs,
Uh-huh.
and that's how she picked up. And all these recipes she has collected all these years gone, and she has tweaked them to suit everyone's palate on their own taste and all that. So now
Yes.
it's the very unique thing which she taught me in all these years was to make sure that the ingredients are just right. The
Yes.
masalas, the garam masala especially, they have to be of the right quality and
Mm-hmm.
freshly ground. And the
Mm-hmm.
cream which we use, generally we get the market cream and all that, but here in our house we don't use the market cream. We use the cream which we get from the milk directly in our cooking
Wow.
recipes. So
Oh,
you know that
wow.
it gets the texture and the consistency of it. And we never use
Yes.
almond powder for our any desserts or any the gravy recipes. We always use the kuchla hua badam directly. So
Wow.
all these small
And
small tips and things are very very very, you can say, small things, but to remember it makes a lot of difference in food. Also, like garam masala, people generally use all the akha masalas and ground them together and use a garam masala. But with us, with every recipe, we have a typical combination of garam masala. Not all the garam masalas are used. We have like
mm-hmm.
three, four ingredients in one garam masala, and we use a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fennel seeds, which gives a very fresh
Yes.
taste. So these are
Yes.
small bits and pieces which is very important to remember. The dry fruits and the
Yes.
cream, the yogurt which you use in your cooking and everything. Yeah. So that's
So,
how she.
are the masalas ground fresh, like each
Yes.
time and
Yes. Yes.
depending on what you're cooking?
Yes.
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 So that is amazing. So everybody who's watching us live, if you want to sample, food which is so unique, and I think it must be, these recipes must be gathered and perfected over decades now. Your
Yes.
mother-in-law and then you. It's just
Uh,
amazing. I think
the
it's
with all these
lovely.
recipes, the name that has to be always there is my mother-in-law's name, Farhat Sultana. You can't go without that name, because she's done a
Yes.
lot with that. Yeah.
Yes. How nice. How nice. So, what is your most favorite? What did you taste, from the Balasinori cuisine once you got married? That is now your favorite.
My favorite is Motia Pulao.
All right.
Because those generally you eat the pulao, you eat biryani, and you get those
Yes.
meat pieces. Also, you eat keema khichdi and all that. But this motia pulao, it's a very, very different, very fresh in terms of taste and all that because the way you cook it. So it's like a
Yes.
meatball, but then meatball
Mm-hmm.
also has a lot of masalas to it. It is cooked
Mm-hmm.
separately, and then you do a dum with these meatballs and rice with the caramelized
Mm-hmm.
onions and yogurt
Yes.
and cream into it and a lot of fresh dhania and all these
Yes.
things. So that taste makes it like you don't have to use any raita with it, or you
Okay.
can say
No
any dal with it. It
accompaniments
is
needed.
just
Yes.
yeah, it is just one whole
Okay.
meal. Yeah.
All right. All right. And what is your addition? I know the motia kheer is something that has been incorporated and enjoyed in all the food festivals that you've done. So I know that is something you have brought to the
Yes, yes.
family repertoire. Is there anything else on a day-to-day basis which is possibly something you enjoy that has now been included?
On the day-to-day basis, of course, on our daily thing, we eat a lot of vegetables, of course. So vegetarian is,
Yes.
I make a lot of dahi wali bhindi, dahi
Yes.
wale baigan, which is,
Yes.
fried baigans, and on that you put the curd, bagar ke, and
Yes.
all that. So that is something very unique. And
Yes.
also in terms of non-veg, the talawa gosht, which my mother used to make, now I make
Yes.
it here in this house,
Is
and it
something
is
that
very
you
liked
make
by
there.
everyone. Yes, and
Yes.
uh, if you say so, the biryani, of course, in every
Yes.
region you go, it is different.
Yes.
It has a
Yes.
different taste to it, like Hyderabadi
Yes.
biryani, Lucknow ki biryani, and all that. But with me also, when I tasted the biryani first, was my nani ma ki haath ki biryani, which was
Yes.
made with hara masala and freshly grated coconut.
Yes.
So that was how I tasted the biryani. But when I got married into Balasinor family, the taste here of the biryani is quite different. There's the smoke and everything. So they do a lot of things to it. So that biryani I have got from my house also. So my
How
husband
nice.
also likes that biryani. Yeah, because it is a different taste to it. Yeah.
Lovely. And then there are some viewers who are reminding us they're talking about your mother-in-law's egg pudding and something called Haryali ki Nazakat. So
Yes.
maybe you can tell us a little bit about both.
The egg pudding is actually called as queen's pudding.
All
So
right.
yes, so that way it is quite simple to make, but then
Yes.
the pudding, it's the main part of it is how it has to be baked,
Yes.
because if that caramelization of the what do you call, the bread and all is not done properly, then it's all, the taste doesn't go
The
that well.
texture is spoiled.
And my
Okay.
mother-in-law, yes, but my mother-in-law, she makes it very sure that the pudding, when it is made, on the top it is baked very nicely, very crisp, and inside it is that
Yes.
spongy and that soft, and it doesn't
Wow.
taste of that egg,
Yes.
uh, smell of the of egg.
Eggy.
So
Yes.
that is why it
Yes.
is a little special than the usual which you have anywhere, the egg puddings.
Yes.
Yes.
How
And
nice.
about the
And
Haryali ki Nazakat. Yes, that's a
yes.
very special dish, Haryali ki Nazakat. When I came, I got married, I used to always think like, of course, there are a lot of masalas and everything added into a lot of non-veg recipes. But my mother-in-law made sure that when the vegetarian recipes are made, the
Yes.
vegetables, now, Haryali ki
Yes.
Nazakat has a lot of green vegetables into it, all leafy
Yes.
vegetables, sui ki bhaji, palak ki bhaji, and methi
Yes.
ki bhaji with the papdi, same papdi and all added to it. So, but
Yes,
there are
and no masalas.
no
Yes,
masalas with. It's a very
yes.
simple taste, but the moment
How
you eat
nice.
it, it makes you feel very nice, very fresh.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's why it
It's
makes a lot
fabulous.
of difference. Yeah.
How nice.
The,
And I've made a list of things that intrigued me. So I'm just going to, there's a begani tikka, and I think there's a maska kebab, which is potatoes and cheese. Is that correct?
no. Maska kebab is actually the chicken, minced chicken,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
filled with uh, the maska, the
Butter.
butter
Okay.
cube rolled in
All right.
cheese. So it's
Wow.
frozen butter cube rolled in cheese and filled in the minced chicken,
Chicken
like
mince.
with all the masalas. Yes. So the
Oh,
moment you
that
take
just
it in your
sounds
mouth, the butter melts.
awful.
So that's the
That is.
that's the point of it.
And was this something that was created in-house? Because so many of these recipes, even the names are so unique, and are they in-house specialities? Are they things that are created
Yes,
maybe
um,
in the
quite
family?
a lot of them. Quite a lot of them. My
Mhm.
mother-in-law has still even today she tries a lot of recipes that she
Mhm.
gets into her mind. So she creates them, she makes them, and if it is good, of course, it is a hit. And if not,
Wow.
then we try it again. That's a different part
How
altogether.
sweet.
But
How
a lot of recipes from these, like the maska kebab, uh,
Mhm.
of course, the maska kebab with the cheese into it is something we added into it. So
How sweet.
again, you can call it as we have murge khusro.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Tell us what Murge Khushro is, because the name doesn't give away too much. So, what
Yes,
does that
murge
comprise of?
khusro is basically the chicken breast. So
Yes.
it's the chicken breast is filled with uh, cottage cheese and a lot of fresh ingredients like green chilies and
Mm-hmm.
coriander and uh, badam, lot of kaju, the dry fruits into it, and then it is filled with that, and it is coated with the cornstarch and all that, and it is cooked in cream again, the whole thing.
Wow.
The whole chicken breast is
Fresh
cooked
home
in
cream.
cream. Yes, and the cream, of course, not directly the cream. It has a lot of
Mhm.
spices added to it. All again the
Yes.
akha masalas to get the
Yes.
smell of it, and it is cooked in that.
Wow.
And then it can be served as a starter with you
Yes.
can make a different sauce to it depending on your taste.
Yes.
We serve it both ways. We generally make it in a continental style also with the
Yes.
with cheese sauce, or we make it with
Yes.
a Indian chili kind of sauce. So that's
How nice.
the moment you
How,
eat that murge khusro, it melts in your mouth.
yes.
So the more you
How nice.
marinate
I
it,
can
it
totally
takes quite a
imagine.
long time to get marinated. So the more you
Yes.
marinate it, the more you get the taste of it. Yeah.
Succulent. Oh, lovely. And I have something called Murg Safeda Pulao and Suhagan Curry. So maybe
I
you
mean,
should
you
tell us
have done
about
a
both
lot
of
of
them.
research.
Yes, I've done a lot of research, and I've been fascinated, like the rest of the country, with Balasinori cuisine. Ever since I think you did the food festival in Ahmedabad, that's honestly the first time I was introduced, and it's just so exotic. I mean, one hears of pulaus and kebabs in all parts of the country, but I think what you have and what you serve is very, very unique. So tell us about the Murg Safeda Pulao and the Suhagan Curry.
Murg Safeda Pulao is something in which we use chicken legs mostly. Most of the pieces are
Oh,
chicken legs, which are again
yes.
marinated with the yogurt and everything and cooked differently. So once that is
Okay.
cooked, and then it is done dum with the rice with lot of
Yes.
it is prepared in entire milk preparation. You know the white murgi and all
Mhm.
that, and with
Mhm.
that milk, the caramelized onions and everything, and then you add
Wow.
it up into the rice and you give a dum to it with
Cook it in
the
dum.
smoke and all that. Yes, the same
How
thing we
nice.
have in the vegetarian version, which is called as sab
Yes.
safeda pulao.
Sab Safeda Pulao. How
Yes.
interesting. And why is the
Yes.
curry called a Suhagan curry?
Suhagan curry, it's like, it is just, those bhajiyas and all that we make, the onion bhajiyas.
Yes.
That that is
Yes.
that is something we add into the curry. And I don't know where that name came from, the Suhagan Kadi, but we always laugh at it, me and my mother-in-law and my husband, that the Suhagan Kadi, or we call it as Dabke ki Kadi. Here in the local
Okay.
language, they call it as Dabke ki
Uh-huh.
Kadi. But
Yes.
somehow I don't know how they named it as Suhagan Kadi, but it is an old recipe. It is not a new recipe or prepared
Okay.
by my mother-in-law, but it is an old recipe got from Balasan or local food. Yeah.
Yes. So if one were to be a guest at your heritage homestay at the Garden Palace in Balasinor, what can one expect in terms of food? What is typically served at because I'm sure a lot of us are craving, and a lot of us would like to come and visit Balasinor and experience your
We
hospitality and the wonderful food. So tell us what a guest can expect, so maybe over a 3-day stay or a weekend stay, what can we expect in terms of food?
In terms of food, you have two options. Like we serve a
Yes,
normal meal,
yes.
which if you want a normal meal, you can have it like two sabzis, the normal sabzi, the paneer ki sabzi, and one more sabzi, any sabzi, and rice, dal, roti, which is a normal thing, which we generally have everywhere.
Mhm,
And there
mhm.
is also called as Shahi Dawat, Shahi meal, which we serve,
Okay.
which is again
Yes.
pre-booked. Of course, both of the meals are
Right.
pre-booked. But if the
Okay.
guest is asking for a shahi meal, then
Yes.
we give them one starter, one main course
Mm,
in non-veg, uh,
mhm.
uh, one main course. If it's a vegetarian also, non-veg and veg, then one main course in veg, one main course is non-veg, one starter in veg, one starter in non-veg, uh,
Right.
one dessert, dal, and
Wow.
pulao, like motia pulao or whatever they are
Wow.
interested in, like a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian thing, and the
Yes.
raita, the papad, salad.
How nice.
Yes,
So how
and
much
the
notice?
breakfast, yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us about
Also with
breakfast.
the breakfast, we have a Shahi breakfast too in it. So
All
in the
right.
Shahi breakfast, we
Okay.
serve keema, kaliji gurde, then we serve
Mm,
lasagna keema also,
yes.
which is mostly a winter dish because it has a lot of
Yes.
green garlic
You
to it.
shared the
Yes,
picture. Yes. Yes. Yes.
yes. So it is
Fantastic.
a winter dish
So
basically.
yes. So, do you encourage people to, can people just come to dine at Balasinor since it's just
Yes,
only an hour away from Ahmedabad? Is that
yes.
something that you
We
encourage?
do get a lot
Yes.
of
People,
such visitors also who
yes,
are only interested in
yes,
having food and just relaxing for some time and then going back. So
right.
we do get
And
those
how much notice does one need to give the homestay for a Shahi Dawat?
1 day's
Possibly
notice at
24,
least.
1 day's
Yes,
notice.
because
Okay,
we need
okay.
a lot of marinations and all that to it.
Yes,
So
I
it
can
takes a little time.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm asking all these questions for myself and for everyone else who's been salivating listening to you talk. So, Begum Sahiba, I understand you have a few things to show us. Would now be a good
Yes.
time uh,
Of course,
to
I would do
maybe
that.
show us and tell us.
Nabiba, if uh, if we talk about the olden times,
Yes,
as we always say about the heritage and the old Nawabi style and all that. So
yes,
in those times, if I would say, then of course I never saw it, but my husband always tells me that in my father-in-law's times also we used to have two kothars, huge kitchen downstairs, and the kothars
yes,
used to be like one was a full a year's kothar with a lot of wheat and paddy and everything, and then we used to have a
yes.
monthly kothar. So we
All
used to
right.
have almost 40, 50 days, at a time we used to cook the huge days,
All
40,
right.
50 days, एक साथ. So that was how it was cooked then. And we used to we still grow our own wheat. So the
Yes,
kothars are still full with the wheat which is grown in our own fields. We have our own poultry. We have the desi eggs, the murgi, desi if you want. We have everything here on our own. So it is something that we
beautiful.
are on our own to lot of things
Yes,
and
lovely.
self-sufficient. So in olden times, when my father-in-law used to have a lot of political agents or the foreigners coming for dinner or lunch, and those times. So they used to serve food in something like this. So these were like
Okay.
those olden times chefing dishes. So
Oh,
this is
nice.
a nozzle, if you can see.
Yes.
So in this,
Yes.
they used to put the hot water, and it used to be like
Ah,
a
so it
food
stays
warmer, and they
hot.
used to serve food on
Ah,
top of it. So this was all
wow.
laid for, the foreigners, the political agents, the high
Yes.
kind of thing. So these were the food
Mm-hmm.
warmers which we used to use in the old times. These are almost 100, 200 years old dishes which we have.
How nice.
And I will also show you something which is traditional Bala Sinori style. Maybe
Yes. So a lot of people who are reacting to what you're showing us and talking to us,
so just a
I'm
minute.
getting a lot of wows. Hanji, if you just lower your camera. Wow, this is a thal, is it?
It is a complete thal.
Oh, wow. I like how
So
large it is.
yeah. So in
This
those
is
olden
gorgeous.
times, when it was
Mm-hmm.
a normal dinner or lunch,
Yes.
the family dinner or lunch. So we used
Mm-hmm.
to have those dastarkhan laid on the floor,
Yes.
and then they
Mm-hmm.
used to sit with all these thals. So individual person used to have one thal, and all the
Wow.
food was
Yes.
served in all these small vessels, the bowls,
Yes.
and then they used to have
Yes.
it in that. Just imagine the amount of elaborate food they used to have those times. We couldn't. I can't imagine
I'm
also
just
having food.
wishing I could teleport and go back and have one such meal, it would be so memorable. So what is one story that maybe you've been told of back in the old days, of surrounding food and guests and things like that? Any anecdote that comes to mind, Begum Sahiba? Anything interesting with regard to food that maybe
Olden times, the food.
and
What
how
I have
what is yes, sorry, go ahead.
what I have been doing even now, we are still following are the those festivals which my
Yes.
mother-in-law has been following all these years. The niyaz. We have different kind of
Yeah.
festivals. The celebratory food you see. So it's like
Yes.
we have Shab-e Barat ka halwa, which is just 15 days before the Ramzan starts. So that Shab-e
Mm-hmm.
Barat ka halwa is something, it is called as jaris, and which is
Okay.
made with the wheat flour, which is not a normal wheat flour. It's that chadela,
Mhm.
big granules of wheat.
Okay.
So it
Right.
is made with that. They knead the dough and everything with ghee and all that, and then they use a strainer to grate it. But the trick
Wow.
with that is you have to be very particular. It is a very meticulous job. You have to be very particular with the granules that come out of it, because then it is cooked in
Mm-hmm.
the sugar syrup with a lot of meva and color into it. So when that sugar syrup, when it is cooked in the sugar syrup, it should not
Yes.
get powdered. So that is something
Yes.
when you eat it, it is a single granule you take it in your mouth. So that is something
Wow.
we make it on Shab-e Barat ka din, and that is had on
Uh-huh.
the first day of Ramzan in Iftihari.
Okay.
And then
Yes.
we also have Muharram. So in
Yes.
Muharram, what we do is of course, it is a normal thing that we serve pani ka sharbat and doodh ka sharbat everywhere. So we call all the small kids from nearby places and then they come and have it. But on the 8th of Muharram, we have Hazrat Abbas ka thal, which is a suji ka sira, which is made and uh, served in a place which is cleaned almost twice to make sure that it is very clean, hygienic, and you are made to have it there. You can't take it home or you can't carry it anywhere in any other rooms. So it is very particular.
Yes.
So you have to have it there.
Yes.
It has been decorated and everything. Then on 10th of Muharram, we make Halim, which is of course the
Yes.
normal halim, but the halim which
Yes.
we make it here is with the saat dhan and lot of
Mm-hmm.
sometimes with chicken, sometimes with mutton. But since it has two, the niyaz, the puja which you call, is
Mm-hmm.
done before 12 afternoon. So we started making it around midnight or some early morning, because that halim has to be,
Wow.
one
Cooks
matlab
for
goat
so many
goat na
hours.
ah. So that
Yes.
is something
How
we make.
nice.
And on the 12th of Muharram is Ganje Shahida Kinyas.
Yes.
So that is
Yes.
we have 21 kundas, the kullars.
Yes.
So those 21 kundas are we have pani ka sharbat, we have plain pani, and we have doodh ka sharbat in it, and with the
Yes.
covering lid covered on it, which has karamba. Karamba is something made of curd, sugar, and
Yes.
rice. But the karamba which you taste on that day and the
Is very
karamba which you taste any other day is way different. That taste is
okay.
very different from the karamba which you have it on that day. So, and that is
Mm-hmm.
laid on the red mud with lot, 7 types of fruits. And after the niyaz, everyone is allowed to come inside and take any kunda that you want and drink it. And that is something very very interesting also, and very fascinating also, because you don't know which kunda you are taking. So depending on
Yes.
that, what you get inside is something everyone is very fond of. Acha, I got pani, I got sharbat, I got दूध ka sharbat. So it has
How
different
sweet.
meanings to it. We also have
How
Rajab ke kunde, kheer kunde.
yes. Yes.
So those that kheer which we make here is served in this kind of bowls.
Okay. So
Yeah,
nice.
so we make it with we serve kheer and puri on that day. It is again
Mm-hmm.
very particular in the same room, the clean room, and the puris which you make. Of course, those puris we used to make it at my nanima's place also, but that was a little different with moong dal ka halwa and all. Here we make it
Yes.
with the coconut and sugar and mewa stuffing. So that we
How
have with
nice.
the kheer, and we
How
also make
nice.
road. I feel that you must be knowing about road since you are in Pune, because road is something which generally people give material to the bakeries in Pune, in the old city bakeries in Pune, and make them get
Cake.
them
Yes.
made.
The ones
Ye-
with specific sort of markings and indents on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then here we
Okay.
make it at home. We never get it from
Oh,
outside.
nice.
We make everything at
Oh,
home. It
nice.
is like
How nice.
roasted either on the tawa or baked in the oven. So it is always made at
Okay.
home. So that is something we do, which are
How
very
nice.
unique things that are being followed all these years. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so amazed at how well versed you are already with the Balasinori, cuisine, and how you just know everything about it. And that is so encouraging to know that you are interested and you take such keen interest and it comes so naturally to you. So then these recipes and these traditions will move forward even into the future, because that's what we try to encourage people to do at the Nanima project. It's about preserving our oral histories. Um, for a lot of us normal people, recipes were never written down. They were just uh,
Yes.
you just watch and learn and things like that. So a lot of things get lost in translation. A lot of things, maybe if I don't enjoy eating something that my grandmother made, I'll never make an effort to pick it up. So that way that recipe gets left behind. So it's very encouraging to see that you have absorbed it all and added some more to it. So how did this knowledge transfer happen? Did it happen very naturally? Were you watching? Is it written down
No,
somewhere, your recipes?
it is,
Do
of
you
course, my mother-in-law has written down a lot of recipes.
Yes.
She has
Yes.
written down a lot of recipes, and of course, since
Mm.
we have been doing all these, those food festivals, Shahi Dawat Balasanor, which you had seen in the Renaissance. Then we had also
Yes.
had a food festival in Belgian embassy in Delhi. Eat
Eat
with
with
India,
India.
die with
Yes.
royalty.
Yes.
Yes. So naturally, by seeing the things, by getting into it, helping the staff with all the supervision, and helping my mother-in-law with the supervision, you tend to get to learn all that things unknowingly, and of course you have those written recipes in your hand, so which make you perfect and expert in it. So that's how it
Nice.
was a long procedure, of course, all these years gone, but then yes,
Yes.
now I have. But still,
Wow.
I can
Now,
say that I have not expertised myself to that level which my mother-in-law is till date. Yeah.
yes, of course, that comes with time, but you're there. You're in the making. It's just so nice and reassuring to see that you're taking such deep interest in the cuisine of your family. And I wanted to ask, how do the foreign nationals react? Since I understand Balasinor sees a lot of international tourists because you're very close to a dinosaur excavation site, so it's very popular. So how do they react? Is it something they appreciate, the Shahi Dawat, or do they prefer continental food?
Yes, Aditi, to tell you about it, we have hosted Maharaja Express for almost 8 years.
Oh,
So
lovely. Okay.
Maharaja Express is a train which has
Yes.
almost all foreigners in it. So which
Yes.
starts from Delhi and stops at some quite places in Rajasthan, and then Balasinor was the only place in Gujarat, and then Mumbai.
Yes.
So all this while, we used to serve them almost a spread of 35 dishes, which would of
Right.
course include some continental food, which we have a executive chef with us called his name is Mario Cardozo. So he,
Yes.
all these events and Maharaja Express, he used to always, come and help us and prepare and supervise a lot of things in it. But the local food, we used to serve them in that same spread, like Vaghareli Khichdi, Meethe Tomato. Then we used to also serve them biryanis, the kebabs, and believe me, the foreigners used to like them a lot. They used to, of course, they used to write the reviews about it, and we have received many such reviews saying that in the entire, the journey of Maharaja Express, this was the best place they had the best food here.
Wow.
So
Yes.
we never had issues in serving foreigners, because while making food for them on the Maharaja Express day, we used to tweak it a little to suit their palate. It was not very
Right.
spicy and very. So it is always, if we have a child guest, if it is a small kid, then we can make a biryani for him also, but to suit his palate. So it's
How
always
sweet.
depending on the guest how we serve it.
How sweet. It's completely believable that Balasinori cuisine possibly is the most refined and the most exotic of, all the princely states in India. I mean, as far as, I'm no expert, but just conversing with you and even looking at the depth of the variety of food that you serve as a family is just astonishing. And the details that you look into, so it's completely believable when they say that your food is possibly the best on the circuit. So everyone who is watching live with us and everyone who will watch this talk in the future, Garden Palace Balasinor is where you can experience this hospitality, and you can sample their famed Balasinori cuisine. So we all hope to see you, Begum Sahiba. We all hope to experience this hospitality and
Please
sample all
do
this
come.
lovely food firsthand. Yes?
Please do come.
Yeah.
Please do come.
Yes,
Stay with us.
absolutely.
Give
Yes.
us that chance to, host you, and
Yes.
so that you
Yes.
can come to know exactly the dishes you are seeing, how they taste.
Yes. Yes, I know. I will absolutely have to do that because in researching for this conversation, I have I have seen such wonderful pictures, and everything sounds so exotic. I'm sure the it tastes even better. So I definitely will be making a trip. And let's close this conversation on a sweet note. So maybe if you can tell us, Begum Sahiba, what your favorite desserts are. So not just one, but what your favorite desserts are that Balasinor serves.
My favorite dessert is, of course, the Queen's pudding, and
Okay.
also the Shahi Firni. We
Shahi.
also serve Narang, yes, Shahi Firni. Zarda Jamiyat, which is very different,
Yes.
which I think, should I tell it or not? I don't know, but it has a different ingredient in it. Of course, I'll not tell it
Please.
on the chat,
Okay.
because
It's
the
secret
guests who
to
will
me.
come here will come to know exactly what we are making it of. So it's a different thing. So that's a very,
Yes.
very unique preparation and very tasty. Very tasty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And I hear there's also a stuffed Shahi Tukra. I mean, Shahi Tukra, well made in itself, is such a thing of beauty and joy. So I understand that in Balasinor you have a Shahi Tukra with the stuffed dates. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes. That
Yes.
is something
Yeah.
I have invented it, the Khajuri Shahi Tukda. Yes.
Wow. It just sounds so good. I mean, there's nothing that can go wrong with a dessert that combines two fabulous, components together. So that is really, really amazing. And thank you, Begum Sahiba. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
making time for this conversation and for sharing so much information and such lovely anecdotes about Balasinori cuisine. And we all, I'm sure, can't wait to see you in person and to dine at your table, hopefully. So we
Thank
look
you so
forward
much.
to
See
that.
you soon.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you. Have a good evening. See you.